Time goes on. Man, just sitting up here waiting for a few more people to come in. I ain't really doing too much. Live from Jersey, just as the title says. OTR Ray Band, salute to you, family. The Lonesome Traveler. Man, happy holidays to you, family. I ain't doing too much, man. Just kind of doing something new. Kind of doing something new. I'm in Jersey. This is the farthest east that I done been since I've been doing hazmat tanker. But I ain't doing hazmat this low, man. This food grade. Picking up some eggs. But it's just low, it's a little different. A lot of running around, but we'll see. Corey P was good with you. 18 more months OTR. So what you was doing 18 more months. So you got something what you got planned after that? Top Shelf Philly, what's the word? Man, just out here live from Jersey, man. Just I started to make just make a regular video, but I'm like, I might as well go live. I'm gonna be sitting here for about 3 hours. So I'm chilling though, man. What's the word with you? Prime Perspective, salute to you, bro. What's good? Yeah, yeah. I try to juice when I can. Um, Sometimes it's hard. Sometimes it's a little difficult, man, depending on how you running. Cause it take a little time. It don't. Well, yeah, it do take time. It take time to make the juice. You got to cut up the vegetables and cut up the apple. You got to cut stuff up. Then you got to blend it in the juicer. Then if you want to be sanitary, then you got to clean the parts of the juicer. So when I got the time to do it, I do it. Uh, no, no, I ain't working New Year's Eve. Well, not New Year's Eve. I ain't working New Year's either. They're gonna have to give me something after that. Pop Tart going trucking. Hey, how you doing, sweetheart? I assume it's a woman because I see pink hearts. Yeah, man. But no, I ain't doing too much, man. Just figure I just go live with y'all, man. Sit up here, chop it up for a hot second. But yeah, this load is a little bit different. Like I say, I'm usually doing hazmat or chemicals, but this is what I'm doing right now is food grade. Um, but this load was weird. You know what I'm saying? It seems like things get weird when you got to come to the East Coast. So let me see. When did I leave out? Saturday? No, Friday. Wait, what's today? Today, yeah, Friday I left out. So Friday I had to go pick up an empty trailer that was already clean. I had to go pick it up 30 minutes away from my terminal, from another one of our terminals. So I had to go pick it up, then drive that clean empty trailer all the way out here to New Jersey, to Kearney, New Jersey. I had to take it to a tank wash, which I arrived yesterday, probably like in the afternoon, like 12. And I basically had to wait till today to get it washed. So I basically sat at that tank wash, kicked it in my truck the whole day, man. To be honest with you, I ain't had no complaints. Got to relax, got to watch some movies, got to watch Jason, as a matter of fact, some Jason movies. But So then today I got the trailer. The trailer was scheduled to be ready today, and right now I'm at the shipper. And then they told me it's gonna take 3 hours, and um, and then I got to deliver it back to Chicago Tuesday. So it's been cool, man. It's cool. You look like Pop Smoke. Yeah, I heard that. I've heard that before. Yeah, all in all, be 3 years OTR food grade with Oakley. I'll be sitting on a good bed, switch over food service. Like I like unloading and staying active. Yeah, yeah, that's what's up, man. Sound like you had a plan. That's that's good enough time, man, to say that I'm done with it, man. That's what's up, though. You definitely did the right thing, man. Like I always tell people, man, you don't. I'm never here to tell people like you have to go OTR. You know, you got some truckers that they want you to go through the same thing that they went through. But it's so many different avenues. It's just like I wanted to get in trucking in 2010. But you know what I'm saying? Because a few companies told me some things that I had on my record that it was going to have to be 10 years prior. And at the time, it wasn't nowhere near 10 years prior. So um, I didn't try other avenues. There's so many different avenues to come into trucking. You know, you just got to do your due diligence and do your research and, you know, pick up the phone, make phone calls. But yeah, like I was saying, you know, you don't nobody has to go OTR. It just all depending on where you at, what you trying to do, how you know what I'm saying? It just all depends. The variables is on the person. You know, if you don't want to go OTR, you don't necessarily have to go. But sometimes it all depends on what's around you and what's available. So, you know, it's just all different type of variables. Salute to Corley Thomas. Do I think Hazmat Tanker is the best endorsement as far as maximizing your dollar in trucking? I don't know if it's the best endorsement, to be honest with you. I remember somebody had put out a list last year. I seen it on Facebook, and it was a list as far as owner operators. Um, yeah, I think it was a list as far as owner operators. So then they had what each division make annually, starting from general freight to refrigerated to I think it was tanker, then uh flatbed. I think it was car hauling, heavy hauling, and cattle hauling. I think cattle hauling was at the top. So as far as like as endorsements, I mean, you should get your hazmat. You should get your hazmat, but as far because I mean, you don't need an endorsement to do flatbed or you know heavy hauling or car hauling. You know what I'm saying? Not that I know of, but I don't know. I guess it all depends. You know, some when we get to talking about money, you know, people get tight. Some things, you know, I don't know. Like getting doubles and triples. You know, I would assume that's a good endorsement to have too. But is it the best compared to hazmat tanker? I honestly don't know. I don't want to misspeak. But I'd say this: having your hazmat tanker endorsement is good. You should do it for sure. The lonesome travel, you coming to my town, Chicago? Yeah, yeah, man. I got to slide through there Tuesday. I mean, I don't live too far from Chicago anyway, so I be in and out of Chicago a lot, just on my personal time as well. Matter of fact, got something I'm doing in Chicago New Year's Eve, so yeah, definitely in and out of Chicago all the time. D-Ski Valley, salute to you, bro. Chris, where the bananas at? They they in the bag. I got them in my lunch sack, my lunch bag, so to speak. But no, I ain't hang them up this time, man. For some reason, I don't know. The reason why I had them hanging up there off them paper bags like that, because I thought it would preserve the bananas longer. Because I don't know, it was like the vibration. I felt like keeping the bananas inside the bag or keeping them on something solid, like when you're driving, the vibration make them get ripe faster. So I thought hanging them up would cause them to not get so ripe so fast. But I see it does the same thing. So I just keep them in my lunch bag. Disky Valley. I like Touch Freight, a team coming in the gate. Hey man, it's what you like, dog. Whatever it is you like, no matter what nobody else say is about what you want to do in trucking. Me personally, I don't want to do nothing. I don't want to touch nothing. But one thing I can say about Touch Freight, it help keep you in shape though. Help keep you moving, that's for sure. Aim motor lines. OTR ready. OTR. To maximize your dollar in the industry, you need to own your own drop yard, own your own shop, own your own equipment, and your driver endorsement will bring you revenue daily. To maximize your dollar, okay, she's talking OTR rate. I don't know. I don't know. That sound to aim motor lines. What you saying, OTR Ray? I mean, I don't know. I guess that's if a person want to do that. I guess I had an opportunity to get in a heavy haul, but I passed on it because I could not hit the gym like I do with Tanker. It wouldn't fit my trucking lifestyle. I would have gotten too fat, to be honest. Yeah, yeah. Them. That's sacrifices, man. That's what this trucking is all about, too, man. Is creating your lifestyle. Um, I don't. You know what? That's why I've had to learn how to work out on the road as best as I can. I keep resistance bands. I got an ab roller, pair of 25-pound dumbbells, some weight vests, jump rope, little things like that. You know what I mean? But I feel you though. I feel you. I think the lowest that I ever got before I started trucking was 180. That was the leanest I ever been in my entire life. And since I've been in trucking, I ain't got to that since. I think probably the lowest I got was probably like 205. Like right now, I think I'm probably like 220. 220. But yeah, the lowest I ever got was 180. And it's been hard ever since I got in trucking. But it's been you know what I'm saying? It's been a challenge. The one thing I can say, I ain't never let myself go. So, I try to catch however I can catch it. If I catch a Planet Fitness, catching a Planet Fitness, that's always a big treat. I used to look down on Planet Fitness years ago before I was forced to have to depend on Planet Fitness because I'm used to iron. But Planet Fitness, they have a softer environment. But when you know how to work out, it don't matter. You know what I'm saying? And being a trucker, man, I've had to retract my statements about Planet Fitness, man. They be coming through in a clutch, good workout, great shower. Can't even knock them, man. Planet Fitness number one. So yeah, I feel you though. Um, Working out, man, taking care of yourself is important. It's very important. I'm just giving you an extra view. Aim on the lines. Yeah, I mean, well, he did ask how was the best way to maximize your dollar. I guess you took it all the way to the top. You know what I'm saying? I'll never say never. You know what I'm saying? But that's taking it to the top. That's taking it to the top right there. Chris, you think it would be stupid to buy day cab automatic to do local fuel hauling as an owner, or would you go straight sleeper with a stick? If you want to do local, why would you get a sleeper? Why would you get a sleeper? Um, if I know I'm doing local, why not the day cab? I mean, unless you willing to make runs that kind of go outside your local zone to where you might end up having to spend the night in the truck, and that's gonna all be the difference of whether you want to pay for hotels or you willing to sleep in the truck. There's some truckers out here that say I would never sleep in the truck. I never. Me being somebody who been sleeping in trucks since I started, I don't know. I don't see what's so bad about it. But hey, everybody got their thing. But no, I mean, if you buy the automatic day cab, why not? I think yeah, the automatic would be better as a day cab local, especially if wherever you at, you got busy city traffic because the difference between that clutch doing stick shift and that automatic is gonna put you when you in traffic, you doing manual, you gotta always constantly be, you know what I'm saying, having your playing with the clutch, putting your foot on the clutch, man. That'll start messing with your knees after a while. That's another reason why I don't like being local. I just like riding and coasting. You know what I'm saying? But automatic is great for local and traffic. So if that's what you're thinking about doing, no, it's not stupid. It's not stupid at all. 22, 2006 first quarter. Let's get it, y'all. Yeah, no doubt. Is flatbed a good experience if the pay is not there? I never did flatbed before. Like I was saying, Eddie Baltazar, uh, I was talking about this list that I seen earlier, and the list said that flatbed pay more than tankers. Honestly, I I mean, just you know what I'm saying. I've heard a lot of good things about flatbed. I mean, I guess you see different people. They do content on flatbed. Some people is doing good. Some people, it all depending on where they at, might not be doing so good depending on where they at, the freight and all that different type of stuff. So, but overall, hey, I know a lot of people that do well. I don't know a lot of people personally, but just from what I've seen, a lot of people that do flatbed, they've been doing flatbed for a while. It's flatbed or die with them. So, um, I guess it all depends on who you looking at. I don't really know too much about flatbed. I never did flatbed. So, uh, facts, my brother. Blaze Live was good, bro. Question: if you have a speeding ticket, they gave you 6 points in your driver abstract. Also, you're a new CDL holder. It's impossible to get an OTR job. If you have a speeding ticket, they gave you 6 points in your driver abstract. I honestly don't know what that is. On your record, on your driver record, if it gave you 6 points. Also, you're a new CDL holder. Is it impossible to get an OTR job? That's a good question, but sometimes it all depends on how long ago you got that ticket. Because some of these companies, they require you, if you got any type of moving violations, they'll require that moving violation to be like anywhere. It can be anywhere from a year to 2 or 3 years old. It is all dependent. So it all depends on when you got that ticket. And yeah, it just all depends. I can tell you with all this AI technology, AI data centers are going up everywhere. So if you guys want high value loads, try to get with AI data centers being built. I believe that. I believe that people we do have to start looking to the future, man. I was told I needed to take a break one time because I'm thinking about what's coming. AI, automated trucks and things of that nature. Like I don't know why people thinking like that stuff ain't coming. You know, I've been here on this earth in this society long enough to see things change to where when we take a lot of the technology that we got for granted. But I was here when none of this stuff that we take for granted today was here. So why wouldn't technology keep advancing and people be believing like things ain't gonna change and those are gonna be the people that's gonna get left behind? So I'm with you. I might have to start looking at I'm gonna keep my eye out for that AI data centers. All the way to the top. Why you bugging out? AIM? Twayobi, if I'm saying that right, man. Salute to you, man. Appreciate you for tapping in, bro. Yeah, some Planet Fitness got platforms and all now, definitely coming up. Yeah, man. Planet Fitness, man, I love going to Planet Fitness, dog. I love when I had the opportunity to go. And I love it's a Planet Fitness that I get to go to sometime in North Carolina. And just the time that I get to go to this particular Planet Fitness, because I'm always delivering out there. It be some cuties up in there. Be some cuties up in there. A lot of some Planet Fitnesses, I guess it all depends on the times that you go. But this particular one, seen some little baddies up in there. But yeah, Planet Fitness, yeah, they got my respect, man. Especially for a trucker, somebody that's traveling, man. Can't beat it. That's why I told people a long time ago, man. At least if you interested in your health in any type of way, $20 or whatever. I think it's $20 a month, $20 and some change a month for nationwide access to Planet Fitnesses. I think it's worth it. Even if you don't want to work out, you just never know what type of situations you're gonna be in. You just never know. You might can't get to a truck stop. You know what I'm saying? Or wherever you might, it just never know. I think just having that Planet Fitness membership is worth it. Period. I can tell you that if it wasn't for automatic transmissions, most drivers wouldn't even have a job driving a truck because of the automatic restrictions. Yeah, I believe that. I said this a long time ago too, man. Like, I mean, I'm not judging people who came in learning off automatic, but I just feel like when you learn a manual, it's just a different level of appreciation you grow to have. It's a different level of relationship that you build with the equipment. It's a different level of respect that you grow to have with this equipment when you learn how to drive a manual. It's totally different. So I just think it makes people, you know what I'm saying? Because that's what we're dealing with today. That's why you got more reckless drivers in this day and time. Because a lot of people coming in automatic, they treating these trucks like cars. You know, when you got to really learn and get used to driving this manual and respect every aspect about it, you're gonna treat these trucks differently. But that's where we at today. Chris Moody, how good is chemical industry rates, a volume right now? I mean, some of the most, I mean, for what I've been doing for the past 3 years, the rates relatively been the same. Some places the rates have dropped. You know, I remember it used to be a place I used to go to in Rayford, North Carolina. I think it was a Unilever. I used to drop off there, and they was paying one particular rate, and after a while, they cut the rate in half, and I quit. Yeah, my dispatcher already knew. Don't even send me that. I ain't messing with that. So in some aspects, the rates have dropped in certain aspects. You know what I'm saying? Uh, but maybe somebody that's more experienced than me in the chemical hazmat industry, you know, people who've been in this game way longer than me can tell you what the race was. You know what I'm saying? I remember I ran into one guy at one of our terminals, and we just got to talking and chopping it up, and he was just, from what he told me, at one point in time before COVID, we was making way more. So I don't know. I don't know. Insurance companies won't cover them. It's called handicap CDL, because if they are running manual transmission, they don't have to go back and get retrained. Mm, I can believe that. I've come to realize that insurance runs the trucking industry. Insurance really runs the trucking industry. Um, yeah, what can you do? Adam Woods, salute to you, bro. Blaze is live. Thanks, bro. But the answer helps. I had one speeding ticket on my record total, but it gave me 6 points. It was about 6 months ago. 8, I do want to do OTR, but I'm hearing no company will touch me. So, did you get this ticket in your truck? Cause I know, man, it, it take 3 years for points to drop off. Cause I got a speeding ticket with the company that I'm with now. So it's been a year. I got 2 more years for them points drop off. But I once got a speeding ticket when I was working for Food Liner too. And it took 3 years for it to drop off, for them points to drop. So said it was 6 months ago. Maybe I don't know, man. I mean, if you I don't know if you in trucking right now, but maybe you had to keep looking at something local. I don't know, man. Sometimes they might lead you to go work for look into the Russians. If everybody talk about the Russians, they might take you. But a lot of these mega carriers, man, they kind of be tight with that. Cause I know when Swift let me go for my 3 incidents, preventable incidents, when nobody touched me, man. I filled out like 30 applications, dog. 30 applications. I remember I had the list wrote down for all the places I was calling with. Nobody touched me. So I had and I was very fortunate to be able to get a job and start over with a company called Stericycle, which they was a local. Well, we was really running regional. They really nationwide, but the terminal I was running out of, we was doing the whole Midwest, so to speak. Um, we was picking up hazardous waste in the box truck, so that's why I had to start from. And you might have to look for something like that. You know what I'm saying? Get in where you fit in at. Misio Cruise. I don't see AI trucks driving in the wintertime. We're in those extreme rain down these mountains though. Um, I mean, it's gonna be a while, but just in my mind, in my wacky mind, I don't second guess technology. I don't even second guess technology, bro. Like y'all, like a lot of y'all that's young, y'all came of age within this technology age, but people my age, we had technology too, but the technology we had was more analog. So like, we came up playing video games, Nintendo, Genesis, Sega, stuff that's Stone Age, you know what I'm saying? Super Mario Brothers for Nintendo. So people my age from my generation, the Generation X and the millennials, we came up having some type of relationship with electronics and pressing buttons and things of that nature. And then really like the movies that we grew up seeing, all the sci-fi movies or whatever type of movies that had all this technological advancement in the movies, all that stuff that we thought was just in the movies, that stuff is what we got today. Just think about it. Air fryer. Look at your phone. Back in the day, we grew up on rotary phones. The phones where it had the circle in the middle of the phone, and then you had to put your finger in the number and then turn it around like old school shit. Uh, the first cell phones was them big block phones. Like, bro, we came a long way, man. So I've seen technology advance so much to where I just don't doubt technology no more. So as far as like AI trucks, nobody can pinpoint when these self-driving trucks is going to take over, but the thing is they already in motion. There's places in the country they already running these trucks. It ain't huge now, but it will be. It will grow. It will grow. Pop car, Pop Tart going trucking. This is my new channel. Okay, Pop Tart. I'm gonna go subscribe. Chris, I found out who that dude Interstate made dude you was talking about. I see a lot of them do reefer line haul. You think that better than what you do? Chemical regional. I mean, I heard I hear good things about reefer, but I hear a lot of complicated stuff with with reefer. So I can't really speak on reefer to be honest with you. I honestly don't know um, if what he doing is better than what I do. Um, I mean, he's in a higher position because he got his own authority. You know, I don't know how he got his business set up. I don't, you know, I haven't just sat there and just kept up with his channel, so I don't know if he working off a board. I don't know if he got contracts. I don't know what he got going on. As far as him, the money, what he's doing, like, yeah, what he's doing compared to where I'm at, as far as being leased on to a company, money wise, as far as the revenue and the freedom, yeah, I guess you can say he's doing better than what I'm doing. He driving the truck of his dreams. You know what I'm saying? But he got a hell of a lot more responsibility than I do. A hell of a lot. But you know, he seemed like he pretty, he mentally is there. He on his game. He know what the game plan is. So from what I seen, from the few videos I seen a while back, but as far as reefer being better than chemicals, I don't know. I honestly can't know. I honestly don't know because I haven't done reefer. I don't know. I am more than likely from Riley. You know what I call dry van, the reefer trailers. I call them welfare wagons. Yeah, man. I'm not man to you, but yeah, reefer and general freight, they usually known to be, when things get shook up in the industry, they seem like they usually the ones that get hit the hardest, the worst. So I guess when it's going good for some people, it's going good. You know what I'm saying? I've heard a lot of good things about reefer, but I didn't heard a lot of stories, man. Like, when people talk about ice cream and chicken and like how things can get complicated, like, I think I'd rather just stick with chemicals. I'd rather put my hazmat suit on and suit up and take my time. I deliver the ice cream and the temperature ain't right. Then they tell me they get refused and claims being filed. Like, I hear a lot about that in reefer, but I don't know too much about it for me to speak on it for real, for real. So, Micio Cruz. I learned manual, and we call the people in automatic class the special class. Yeah, man. I just think manual, man, just help you. It just make you respect and appreciate um the equipment. I prefer manual, like going up and down mountains or inclines and declines. I feel like you have more control. But when it comes to being in traffic, stop and go traffic all the time, and you somebody that's driving local in traffic all the time, for that purpose, I think automatic would be better. Because when you in traffic, stopping and going on the clutch, on and off the clutch, man, that's knee work. That's knee work right there. Hello, you funny. I took my test in the manual. I just don't know how to float the gears. I hate using that clutch. Floating gears is just a matter of, like, once you get up, it's hard to explain. I'm gonna try to explain it the best way I can. It's just something that you know how to do just after a while. 'Cause I remember I was hearing people talk about floating gears when I first started. I'm like, what the hell is they talking about? But after a while, you learn, and it's just so natural. But it's just like once you get up to a certain speed, so like let's say you got a 10 speed and you getting on the highway, so you get up to about you getting on the highway, you usually, how can I say it? Well, let's just say you at gear 5. You picking up it's just all a matter of looking at your RPMs. You know what I'm saying? Hitting that gas to your RPMs get up to a certain level. I don't know. Some it all depends on the truck and the transmission and the gears and stuff like that. But the lower the gears, usually between 10 and 11. Once you hit that gas and that needle on the RPMs go up between 10 and 11, I know this worked for me. The lower gears, all you got to do is just make sure you have your stick ready to go in that gear. You got to already know what gear you're going into. And the higher the gears, might have to, hit the gas to the needle go up to about 13, 14. And you'll find your sweet spot on your truck. And you just gotta already know. And like after a while, you get so good with floating, you ain't even using your whole fist to move the stick. You just using two hands, like doo doo. You know what I'm saying? Using your two fingers in your palm to push it out of gear and put it in gear with two fingers. Like it takes some practice, but you'll get it though. Okay, be careful out there. Enjoy your stream. Hug. Hey, I appreciate you, Pop Tart. I'm definitely gonna go subscribe to the channel. Plays live. No, I got this ticket in my car, bro. I just got a CDL. I'm a new driver to a truck. So, damn, if you got that ticket, now I don't know if they gave you a warning, but if you got that ticket, you might be able to fight it. I don't know if you had a court case yet or exactly how that go, but if they gave you a ticket, then you would have been able to go get legal representation and fight it and get that knocked off your record. But if they gave you a warning, it's gonna stay on your record, and that's the thing. This is something that I've learned. A lot of times, if you do get a ticket or something like that, police will be, they'll say, "Oh, it's just a warning." You know what I'm saying? And it'll make you feel like, "Oh, okay, this ain't that bad." I've had to learn this too. A warning is the worst thing that you can get because it's going to stay on your record. If you get a ticket, you can fight that. So the next time, if somebody ever give you a warning, see if you can get them to give you a ticket. Because I think a lot of these police officers don't know. This is what I've been told. A lot of these police officers don't know. They might be thinking they cutting you a break, but they don't really understand how those warnings affect you. So if he got you for speeding, and he's genuinely trying to show you mercy with giving you a warning. You know what I'm saying? Maybe ask him for a ticket. That way you can take it and fight it and get that knocked off your record. The last speed ticket that I got a warning, and I didn't understand the severity. So, ECO Cruz. What were the incidents they got you fired from Swift, and how did you get a ticket in the truck? My truck is governed at 65. Man, I had 3 preventable incidents, man, like fender benders, like no accidents, no knocked over stop sign. I got stuck, made a wrong turn, got stuck in the cul-de-sac, like behind these stores. And I tried to turn the truck around, didn't measure my turn, and ended up jumping the curve, cracking the oil pan. Oil was everywhere. The hazmat team had to come out, and I had bent the fairings on the back of the tractor one time, trying to turn around, and you know when you got a sleeper and you know what I'm saying, you connected to a box, a van. You make, you know what I'm saying. A lot of when people be trying to do sharp turns and you got the truck and the trailer at 90 degrees, man, you were bending them fairings. So I did that. So like three little incidents like that. Yeah, they had to get me up out of there, man. That all happened within my first 5 months. Um, so yeah, they had to get me on up out of there. Um, the tickets came from speeding. Came from speeding. Yeah. Head rate 45, bro. What's some good lease companies to look at? Appreciate you, bro. Said what's some good lease? Ooh, it all depends on what type of lease you doing. I I honestly don't know. Like if you're talking about like being at a company and leasing a truck through them, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I don't really know too much about that. But if you're talking about leasing on, I honestly, I honestly don't know, man. Like that's why I always say it's good for people to pay attention and look at different other content creators too. You know what I'm saying? See what other people's talking about. See what people be talking about and saying about different companies with these leases. Um, it's hard for me to tell you what's a good lease. But I'd put it to you like this, man. I feel like the best lease to be in is a lease own situation with your own truck. That way, if things ain't going right at that company, you can always take your truck to somewhere else. But if you get in the truck through that company, you stuck with them because it's still their truck. So that's how you know what I'm saying. Alex 1775. I got some jewels from you, bro. I like to listen while driving down the road. You're gonna get monetized soon. I like to send something for the game you giving. Yeah, you know, as a matter of fact, I just got my channel monetized. I'm just learning how to do it, to be honest with you. Cause it's a certain when I post up the videos, it's like a certain it's a new process they want me to go through. So like the last 3 videos that I posted up, for some reason I was able to monetize the rest of my videos, but the last one, the last 3, they would I don't think they was monetized. So I had to realize that I had to go back in the settings and put the monetization on. I'm still learning about analytics, all that different type of stuff, but nah, man, you ain't gotta, man. Just take the game and just run with it, fam. I let if you two gonna pay me, I let them pay me. Let them do it. CIM, but I give you another jewel. FEMA stores, transportation services for disaster area. You keep trying to get your foot in the door with government loads. FEMA, STOS. That's some good game, y'all. That's some game. It's hard to get your equipment posted on it, but FEMA STOS program, transportation services. So that's some good game right there, man. Somebody that's interested in that can definitely take that game and run with it. Corey P. Man, I did reefer with the Russians. It's kind of stupid to be honest because you can have appointment times, but you depending on the warehouse guys to unload you and they take their time, which cause you to be late. Yeah, man, that's one thing that I did not miss about doing drive-in. Um, did I do reef? Yeah, I did a little. My first 5 months with Swift, I did both dry and and reefer loads. And just in that experience, man, I didn't like. I didn't. I didn't like dealing with lumpers. I never understood that, like lumpers, like not that I had to pay them on my pocket, but I remember I had the first time I dealt with lumpers was someplace in California, and it was just like a long process. I had to use these com data checks, got to walk back and forth, make these calls, and just to pay these people to unload. That just never made no sense to me. I got to pay you to unload what this company y'all is at the property of to get their product. Like that never made no sense to me. But just overall, my experience with doing reefer and drive-in for the time that I did OTR when I was with Swift, it's a hit or miss. It's hit or miss. Just like I don't know if you seen that video I did. I posted up. It was a video that I made within my first 2 weeks of trucking. You know what I'm saying? I had a bunch of hair on my head and on my face. I had my beard was long, but if anybody see that video, it was pretty funny because I was pretty heated because everything was going smooth. Went to this particular receiver, and they just messed my day all up. So yeah, you get that, man. You get that. I'll be honest with you, man. Since I've been in tanker, it ain't a whole lot of that. Sometimes you're gonna get screwed, sometimes, but not like reefer. Not like reefer and drive-in. Welfare wagons, they riding around paying another man's taxes. That's all they doing, wasting time getting screwed over daily. And what gets me is how slow. Yeah. See, that's one thing that I be talking about, Pop Tart, is no matter what people start from, everybody ain't gonna start off at the top, but that just be my encouragement, man. Just make sure you getting something up out of this. And you know what I'm saying? Whatever you got going on, everybody ain't gotta have the same plan, but Man, use this to uplift your life. Like, I don't understand it either. I don't understand how some people can just ride OTR for a company, and it's like you're not trying to grow. Like, it's like you giving a lot of time away for nothing. You know what I'm saying? So that's always my encouragement for people. Period, man. Just try to get something up out of this. You know, that's what I think. That's just my personal subjective feeling. So yeah, I'm with you on that. Yeah. Scotty 813, salute to you. Worst US state road you ever driven on in the semi? What's the worst? Shit all depends on what you're talking about. If we talking about the quality of the road, I-70 in between Indianapolis and Ohio, for sure. That's one of the worst. Uh the worst road that I ever turned down, it was what was it? I was on US 67 going south. I was in Missouri. And the GPS told me to take this turn, and I made this turn. I'll never forget. It was Missouri 8, MO-8. That is not a road for trucks. And I was fully loaded. Oh my God, man. I was way. I remember I seen a bear crossing that road. That's not the road. Just remember that. Missouri 8. If you ever going up and down US 67 in Missouri, never go down Missouri 8. That is not a road for trucks. Mm-mm. No. But as far as quality wise, yeah, I-70 in between Ohio and Indianapolis. Terrible. Oh, you said interstate, not okay. You said US state road. Well, state MO-8. MO-8 for sure. Um a US road that's terrible. What's a terrible US road? Mm, as far as I can think of, man, the only thing that make a US road bad to me is roads when you gotta constantly be slowing down because you're going through towns and lights and stuff like that. That's what make a US road terrible to me. But as far as the quality of a US road, it's hard for me to think. But the worst road I ever been on for a truck, MO-8, Missouri 8. Don't do it. What's your thought on all the noise about cash trucks and leasing the truck? I own my truck, but I'm contracted with Prime Meat running under their authority. I'm living okay. Uh Ricochet Vic. Hey, if it's working for you, that's all that matters, man. That's one thing people gotta know. You have to do what works for you. Period. Whether a person lease a truck or buy a cash truck, well, I put it like this: my subjective personal view, I would always want to have some type of control. You know what I'm saying? So if you leasing a truck through a company, I wouldn't do it. I'm not gonna do it. But as far as getting a cash truck, hey, you got to start off where you can start off at, whether it's cash or whether it's you want to finance a truck. I put it like this: either way, cash truck, finance truck, you're gonna need some money to back you up to keep that truck running and going. Even if you buy a cash truck, but the cash truck don't just only mean okay a truck for $15,000. I mean, if you got $100,000 to pay cash for a truck, that can be a cash truck too. But most of the talk when they go around cash trucks be cheaper trucks. But even if you buy a cheaper truck, you still got to put some work into it. You still got to make sure it's load ready, not just road ready. Because you can buy a cash truck and drive it up and down the highway, but what is it going to do when you put 40,000 pounds on the back of it? How is it going to run? So you got to make sure you got some reinforcements with a cheaper cash truck as well. So, but hey, if you contracted with Prime and it's working for you, that's all that matters. That's all that matters. Pop Tart. They can't be that blind to the industry. Got them driving 2 or 3 thousand miles, getting negative checks. It's interesting how drivers are working for free and loving it. They are blind. If they're gonna keep doing that, then they have to be blind. They have to be. I mean, like I said, you know what I'm saying. We all have to start off from somewhere, but I mean, from what I've been hearing, what I'm seeing, it's been people who got experience and they still doing that same thing. Like, like I always say, man, this trucking is chess. It all depends on the mindset of a person. The person mindset ain't right, they not gonna thrive in this. So yeah, that's horrible. For people to be driving that many miles, getting negative paycheck, it don't make no sense. It don't make no sense. No, they charged me for racing, bro. Took my car for 2 weeks. I was going 50 over. I got a lawyer to drop it to just a ticket, which is 49 over and 6 points. Ooh. Yeah, man. I don't. So you gotta look to just the ticket. Uh, I don't want. I wonder how they go, man. I wonder how they go. I honestly don't. I'm not too knowledgeable about exactly how to fight a ticket. I just know those basics. The difference between getting a ticket and um a warning. But if anything, man, it's probably gonna stay on your record for about 3 years. Mm, yeah. Shit, them sound like criminal charges right there, man. Possible criminal charges. J5 times just tapped in. Did you say warning? Tickets affect your CDL? Yeah. If you get pulled over and get a warning, that's gonna stick to your record. If you get a ticket, you can fight it and get you some legal representation and get it knocked off. You know what I'm saying? And a problem with speeding ticket, a ticket stand on your record, as far especially if they give you a warning, it's like you gonna have them CSA points on your record for 3 years. So it might be hard if you want to switch jobs. You got this ticket at this job. It might be a little difficult. You know what I'm saying, for you to move around how you want to, how you want to, if you want to go get another job. So, like I was telling Blazers Live earlier, if you get pulled over, don't think that the police is doing you a favor by giving you a warning. Maybe some of them might be being a-holes, or some of them might not literally know. They might actually be being genuine and think that they helping you out by giving you a warning, but it really hurts you in trucking. So yeah, just keep that in mind. Lord Kwame breaking barriers. Elizabeth tapping in. Elizabeth, Jersey. Man, do you stop at every way station? Driving placard trucks. We have to. But I be going right past them. Do you be stopping every time? Most of the time, I don't get pulled in. A lot of times, I bypass them. Um, because they already know what company that you working for. They already know how to trace you and all that different type of stuff. My company got good CSA scores, so and that's why some of the they be pretty uptight with certain things when it comes to hours of service. And like one of the videos I made with personal conveyance, but to a degree, I don't even trip on it. You know what I'm saying? Like you get your coattail pulled about certain things that the company don't like you doing. But when you think about it, all in all, when you working for a good company and they got good scores, safety scores, the less you get pulled in to the scale. So I don't get pulled into the scales a lot. So it's like you could be pissed off about your company having tight hours of service, regulations, and things of that nature, but at the same time, you gotta think about it, like you ain't getting pulled in to them scales as much. So I guess you gotta respect it. So no, I don't. I barely get pulled in. When I do get pulled in, if they, you know what I'm saying, I pull in. I pull in. I mean, it's been a few times. It's been a few times. I ain't gonna lie to you. It's been like, nah, I ain't doing it. It just all depends. Especially when you know where you going, you know what I'm saying? Certain routes, you just know the terrain. You can just, you know what I'm saying? You can feel it. Yeah, there's been sometimes I'm like, nah, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. But most of the time, man, Ricochet, Ricochet Vic, look at Prime Inc. lease purchase. Will own a brand new truck in 3 years max. I don't know, fam. I don't know, dog. I I I ain't really heard a whole lot of good things about. I don't know. I don't know. I hear a lot of funny things, man. I hear a lot of wacky things about these lease purchases, man. Especially when you lease purchase through a company. I hear a lot of things that I wouldn't want to be put through. I put it that way. Um, Whoever making that decision, maybe you need to do some more research. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, man. Maybe I'll be honest, man. Maybe you know what I'm saying. If y'all, I'm pretty sure y'all know who Chase and Andrew is, but that's his stance. Is he ain't rocking with the lease, and you know what I'm saying. He's somebody that got experience in the game. Uh, Check him out. See, because you can go to his channel, and because that's all he mainly be talking about, going in about is people leasing. So I mean, if you ain't familiar with him, see what he got to say. You know what I'm saying, and hear him out before you make a decision. You know, yeah, that's why I say you gotta listen to different people. You gotta kind of gotta have your own mind, but it's good to listen to different people. You know what I'm saying? Like just especially if you know how to pick and choose what you gonna accept. You know, chew the meat, spit out the bones. So Trucking Island, man, chef. I messed over and got two speeding tickets back to back in the span of 20 minutes. Ooh. Man, the only advice I can tell you is first off, slow down. Number two, if you got tickets, you're gonna have to get legal representation and fight it. Cause if you got warnings, that ain't gonna look too good. Either do a data queue or carry the violation of tickets for 24 months to 36 or 5 good inspections back to back to bring the points back down. So y'all hear what Pop Tart saying? She giving y'all some game. Either do a data giving y'all game for the tickets. So either do a data queue or carry the violations and tickets for 24 months to 36 or 5 good inspections back to back to bring the points back down. Data queue is the best option. So there y'all go. Bobby VA, what's good with you, man? Salute, family. Good to see you. Welcome to Jersey. What part you at? I'm like right outside of Kearney. Right outside of Kearney. Um but yeah, I ain't been to Jersey, man. I ain't when the last time I've been to New Jersey? Probably like 2018, 19, something like that. It's been a while since I've been this far, man. But it's funny when as I'm coming through Pennsylvania, coming into Jersey, and I see the Newark, the signs for Newark, and I see the buildings and stuff like that, man. First thing, man, I get to thinking about Red Man. I get to thinking about songs from that what you call it? What's the name of that album? Muddy Waters. One of my favorite Red Man albums, man. But he had a skit, funny ass skit on there, man. It was like, I got a soda, you can't have a goddamn sip. Anybody who know that album, you know what I'm talking about. But that's a classic album. But yeah, if you know what, you know what's funny, being a rookie coming through the East Coast. or just, you know what I'm saying, the earlier years of trucking coming through the East Coast, it was kind of gave me anxiety a little bit. But coming back to the East Coast now, it's like I don't know, it was something exciting about it. Even though I made a wrong turn yesterday. I was supposed to keep on, 95 South, and I ended up missing the exit. Like that's the one thing I don't like, man. It's confusing. If you ain't from the East Coast, it can get confusing. But being so familiar with the Chicagoland area, you know what I mean? Like it's all the same. A little different, but it's pretty much all the same. Eddie Baltazar. It seemed like going regional was better than local. It all depends, man. It all depends on what you doing. All depends on what you hauling, what you doing, what division that you in. Most local jobs, from what I understand, they getting paid hourly. But if you do, I don't know, you know what I'm saying? If you're doing regional, I guess you still getting paid cents on a mile, a percentage, whatever you doing. You got your own truck, or if you company driver, I guess it just all depends. Real name Kevin, man. What's good with you, man? Salute to you, bro. Ricochet Vic, when you gonna drop some more music? Man, appreciate you, bro. Shit, me and my partner, man, we working on the next project already. Ain't got no date on it, but definitely working though. Definitely working. And probably after we do that one, cause my homeboy, we gotta figure out like we we gotta put this shit together because he finna get ready to go work overseas. So we got to plan all this stuff out. But after we gonna do this project, I'm focused on this next one we gonna do, and then after that, man, I'm start putting out more solo projects, man. But appreciate you for tapping in, though, bro. Eddie Baltazar. When it comes to getting away from the job, politics, and drama, it is. I don't know. Eddie Baltazar. See like you gonna read it. Yeah. As far as what Anthony touched on was saying to Eddie, yeah, man, that's another reason why I prefer to be away. I don't like I don't like local shit, man. With local, it's like people get to keep more tabs on you, people in your business. You know what I'm saying? Even like when I used to work at Food Liner, a lot of people, just a few people I would talk to, fraternize with, they used to love talking about other people. Like, yeah, you heard about such and such this, and yeah, he drive truck number this and that. Like, hey, y'all be knowing people truck numbers? I ain't never knew nobody's truck number. I Yeah, keep me up out of here, man. Keep me out. Regional, over the road. I want anything. I don't want no parts of this. So yeah, man. Yeah. No, I do not want to. Especially me, and then another reason, me doing local, that'd be doing local in Chicago. Hell no. No. Not if I don't got to. Jamar 87. Have you ever thought about dump or hopper bottom being on the op? I have. Being I have being on the op in my future, and I run tanker, but I don't see tanker on the op. More of end dump or hopper bottom. I don't really know too much about end dump or hopper bottom. Um, I honestly don't know too much about it. If it just all depends on what the future holds. It all depends on what the future holds, man. I mean, for now, I'm sticking to hazmat chemicals, but you know, I guess we all in this to try to maximize and make the most money that is possible. So, hey, if I was to come across something more lucrative than this, we'll see. But I don't know too much about hopper bottom or end dump. I know about what's them trailers called? Pneumatic trailers, and those trailers have hoppers. Now, when I first heard about the term hopper bottom, I thought this is what they was referring to. Those kind of trailers, the pneumatic trailers, the trailers that they be using in the oil field. But they also use those same trailers in food grade too, dry bulk. So I don't know. We'll see. You know what I'm saying? You never know. Yes, sir. Just be laughing at some people that think we can't make money at Prime 2,600 to 5K weekly. Well, hey, Ricochet Vic, hey, if stick to what you know, man. Everybody's situation is different. Everybody's situation is different, man. A lot of people say a lot of bad things about them primes. At least I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Sean Fairman, 9/11. Happy New Year. Enjoy your content. Good topics. Hey, man. Happy New Year to you, man. I hope 2026 be even better year for you, man. Salute. So what you're saying is because these points and this ticket would be on my 4-wheel driving record for 3 years, it's impossible to land a trucking job as a new CDL holder for at least 3 years. Um, to be honest with you, now I don't know how it work on your regular. Well, if you got a CDL, look, how can I say it? So what you saying is because these points on my 4-wheel driving record. Well, from what I understand, if you got that ticket while you have a CDL, it's not on your 4-wheeler driving record. It's on you. You are a CDL holder. You're not a regular licensed driver no more. You a CDL holder. So whatever you do in your car, that's automatically going on your CDL. Um, all I can say as far as finding a job, you just gonna have to keep looking and see where you can get your foot in the door at. You know what I'm saying? Maybe go to Google truckers report on Google and just ask the question and see what come up and see how other people experiences, because you got a lot of people that lead a commentary and what they went through with certain things, especially if this is your situation. But I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't want to mislead you and tell you nothing wrong, but if you got that on your ticket, yeah, it might. I mean, on your record, it might be a little challenging. I'm not gonna say impossible, but it definitely probably be challenging for you to find a job within this time, for sure. Big Gucci Rail, salute, salute to you, family. How you feeling, family? Donovan Phone, all the leases. Uh, Trucking Brotherhood. Yeah, yeah. Salute to you, dog. All the leases are not the same. Leasing is not for everyone, but plenty of people have successfully completed leases. Yeah, I guess that's that's why I don't necessarily take a hard stance and you know what I'm saying, and like just telling people like don't do a lease because it's different for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you just never, like I always say, it's so many different variables to people's situations in trucking. One person might do a lease, but they might always like taking home time. This person that does a lease, they stay in their truck months at a time. The person that's always taking home time, they might be the person that end up losing in the end. I can't afford to keep up with the lease. The person that's willing to sacrifice the time and go through it, that might be the person that end up winning in the end. It just all depends on the person. Um, Now, I've said me personally, it was a choice that I decided not to make, but everybody got to play the game from where they at. Everybody's situation is different. So, um, hey, we all got, you know, we all coming into trucking as truckers, man. Start from ground zero, man. Sometimes you got to do what you got to do. But the most important thing is whatever decision that you make, you have to be willing to put in the work to make it work. So if a person, all the only thing I can add is if a person decide to do a lease, you better be ready to run. You better be ready to run, and you gonna run hard. That's the best I can do. DJ Triple Nine, it's another trucker. Salute to you, family. How you feeling, dog? Yeah, I'm checking him out. He's funny, man. But in 2025, 2026, if you can't work on your own truck, it would be wise to get something with a warranty. Yeah, I mean, there's no right and wrong way. Either way, you're gonna learn. You're gonna learn lessons, no matter which route you go to get a truck. That's why I kind of started because when I first started becoming consistent, um, with making videos on my channel, yeah, I was adamant about certain things. You know, when it comes to people getting a truck, you know, you need to have this much money saved up. And man, everybody's situation is different. You know, whether it's cash truck, finance, whether you finance a used truck, a brand new truck, you know, it's different things you got to consider for sure. But yeah, and be honest with yourself. If you know you're not willing, you not finna get no dirt under your fingernails, then you might have to go get something newer with a warranty. You know what I'm saying? Um, yeah, it's tricky. It's tricky. DJ Triple Nine, good old New York territory. Yeah, man. Yeah, yeah. I had to go down to 95. I got to go back up to 95 once I leave where I'm at. Um, I remember the last time I was out here some years ago, man. I think I was on the 95. I think I was more south though, but I remember I was able to see the New York City skyline, man. That was a breathtaking view. You know what I'm saying? Coming from where I'm coming from, like we got Chicago, but New York, totally different. Totally different type of skyline, dog. That shit look like it don't even look real. It don't even look real. And I remember my first time I was going to Boston, and what was that? Is that the George Washington? All I know, whatever major bridge I took from Jersey to New York, I had to get off that bridge, and I think I was in Crown Heights. And just the traffic, wherever I was at, where the traffic, man, it was like a movie. You would have felt like they were shooting a movie. It was so many police cars, fire trucks. I don't know what was going on, but I'm like, damn. It was kind of nerve wracking, but at the same time, it kind of wasn't because seeing what I knew about New York on TV, it was something in me that was like, okay, this is New York. This is New York. So you might as well get comfortable, calm down. But it was an experience though. But I still haven't went to New York and just kicked it. Not yet. I keep saying I'm gonna go, but eventually one of these days I'm definitely gonna go check out New York. Yas kid, how's the road in New Jersey? They pretty good. As far as the snow, it's good. It's A1. Traffic ain't been bad. Yeah. You know, this run that I'm on, it's been smooth. So far. You know what I'm saying? So far. And he touched though. Kearney sounds like where you might wound up being in the industry you in. Yeah, I had to go to Kearney to get this trailer washed. I had to well, this trailer that I got, I picked it up in Illinois. It was already washed, but I guess whatever place that's loading this, or the place that I'm at that's loading, I guess they require it to be washed again. You know, when you in full grade, they'll be people be a little bit more tighter with rules and regulations and wash tickets and things of that nature. So, but the place that I just came to, like I said, man, it's gonna be a couple more hours. But it was smooth. It was smooth. You know, nothing crazy. Only thing is just the time. Got to sit here, but I don't trip on that, man. Like I said before, man, when you got everything you need in your truck, if you got to sit and wait, you're not tripping on it. Zay05, don't go to the East Coast. Uh, mm, well, I've drove the East Coast before a couple times. I've been out here. Um, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. You know what? Yeah, I prefer not to drive in and out and through New York City. I ain't gonna lie to you. They can keep that. You gotta, yeah. I prefer not to mess with the East Coast. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like I say, this is the first time I've been in Jersey since 2018, 2019. Yeah, this been the last time. Cause the last time I was on the East Coast when I used to work for Food Liner, they used to offer to pay me more if I would come out here to the East Coast and run out of their terminal in Albany, New York, in upstate New York. And I would stay out here for 2 weeks at a time, and I did that twice. So yeah, I was running all this Northeast, Massachusetts, New York, Boston, Jersey, Pennsylvania, all this, and it wasn't bad. It was a cool experience, man. It was tricky at times. I remember one of the first times I came through Jersey, I ended up on the Parkway. You know what I'm saying? For all y'all truckers is new, don't whatever you do, don't get on no parkways. You ain't supposed to do that. But things can. This East Coast can be tricky. And one thing I learned about the East Coast that I do not like, the truck parking is terrible. Terrible. Even when you do find a truck stop, the truck stops, they all tiny. It's yeah, that alone to make me not even want to mess with the East Coast. Terrible. East Coast not that bad, but then again, I'm a native. Yes, we hourly. Uh, well, like you know what I'm saying. Well, see, you said you a native, DJ Triple Nine. Yeah, if I'm from here, it wouldn't bother me either. Like I say, me coming back out to Jersey this time, the reason, like, I'm so used to going in and out of Chicago. So if I got Chicago experience, I can make my way through the East Coast. You know what I'm saying? Um, but if I'm gonna prefer the East Coast and prefer what I've been doing, like Midwest, South regional, I'm staying in the middle. I'm staying in the middle. We gonna keep it. We trying to get as maximize as much money. We're doing the easiest work. But no, the East Coast ain't that bad. Like I say, my experience on the East Coast, it wasn't horrible. It wasn't horrible. You know what I'm saying? It was some times I had a little anxiety, but it was cool. It was all right. It was all right. Tolls and fuels is just not worth it. Yeah, definitely had to go through tolls, man. I took 80 all the way here, and that's a toll road. So we'll see. Dell 7443. How do we create a coalition, organization, or unit of 100 drivers to strike or get our voice heard on pay regulations, etc.? We need to have our own voices. Your thoughts? Man, I've been feeling that way. I've been feeling that way. But I've come to realize, man, you got we too separate. We too separate as an industry. We not together. We don't have no type of front. Nobody in the head of us. We don't got nothing, dog. And I I feel the same way, bro. But I don't know. To be, I put it like this, man. To be a person, I feel like to be a person that actually use their voice to galvanize people in a real way to bring people together to strike, and you know what I'm saying, to start having our voices heard. I honestly think you have to be a person that's willing to sacrifice your life for this. Because if a person was to come out with a strong enough voice to galvanize the hearts of people to where you can wield that type of power to start, you know what I'm saying, snowballing that force in the industry, man, you got to be a person that's willing to put your life on the line for that. How many people willing to die for trucking? You know what I'm saying? Because it's powers that be that keep things is the way they are for a reason. Like I always say, man, they don't. The people who do the hardest work in this country, we gonna always be the least appreciated. And you would think that we should be held on a pedestal because we the backbone in this country. But it just is no matter where you look, where you go, the people who do the hardest work always get treated the worst and paid the least. So, but that's the messed up part about it is it's so easy for we have the power. We a lot of us we just don't know that we got the power. DJ Triple Nine. I took a layover route for Rhode Island. Definitely better than being local for sure. I ain't never been to Rhode Island. I never been to Rhode Island, but yeah, hell yeah, I can imagine. I can imagine. I never been to Rhode Island, but from what I think I understand, I don't think it's nothing like being in NYC. What's popping, bro? Kirk Douglas 15. What's popping, bro? I'm an independent contractor with QC. I've been checking your page out, homie. You be speaking facts. I'm from the NO, tapping in. Hey, man, salute to you, man. Salute to you. Appreciate you tapping in, bro. Um, I heard some good things about QC. I think I was actually gonna go with QC. Yeah, I was in talks with somebody from QC before I went to the company that I'm with now. Um, I don't know what happened with that. Maybe the company that I went with now, I just the communication just picked up faster and was more consistent, I guess. But yeah, definitely heard some good things about QC. But that's what's up, man. Keep getting that money, man. Say 05. Local 3 a.m. to 3 p.m. is terrible. Monday through Friday, barely any sleep. Yeah, yeah. I've said this before, man. A lot of people despise going OTR or regional, but they don't know you're gonna spend a lot of time in that truck, even if you local. You're gonna spend more time in that truck than you is at home because not only do you got to worry about the work schedule, but the time is gonna take you to go to and from, depending on how far you live. Yeah, yeah. And you're right, barely any sleep. Oh yeah. That's why I've always preferred to go over the road. It's like when you doing it when you working local, man, it's like it's always the anxiety to try to get done and get home. But it's like when you running over the road, like yeah, to some people, it can really mess with you being away from whatever it is you love at home. But when you over the road, man, you ain't got that pressure to try to get back home. You riding and you taking things as they come. You know what I'm saying? You doing your 10 hours and you gone. It's a little bit different when you local. Yeah, you getting home, but it's like a fight. At least that's how it felt to me. So yeah, I feel you. You definitely could lose sleep. If you live more than 20 minutes from the yard, God bless your soul. I live on yeah, I say when it's not busy on the highway, where I'm at, I can get to my yard in about like 30 minutes. But when if it's traffic, it all depends on what traffic is. But usually 30 minutes, you know what I'm saying? That it's been working for me. So let me delete that death of your system. If you know what you're doing, man, I need to see your credentials, man. Show me some other people that's been out here riding. You know what I'm saying? Show me your work. Like Kevin Sam used to say, let me see that work. Say five hopper bottom with hazmat is paying pretty well. I know a guy 6 to 8K gross. I'm gonna make the jump out there, get my hazmat. I'm paying on a truck now. That might be something to look into, man. I don't really know too much about hopper bottom. I might have to ask around. Like I always tell people, man, a lot of where I'm at, I never chose to do hazmat. This was nothing that I wanted to do or aimed to do. I just kind of got whipped up into this. It's just where my journey led me. So, and I'm happy that my journey led me here. So, who knows? My journey can possibly lead me somewhere else or further. But now you say he making 6 to 8K gross. Do we got his own truck? Do we got his own authority? You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, as a company, yeah. If you saying gross, he making it a week. What is he doing? Is he making that a week? Yeah, you got to give us some more specifics. Cause see, that's how the numbers get confused. Cause I'm telling you, if he's making that, probably got a hell of a lot more responsibilities depending on what he's doing. I got my ticket before I got my CDL, but I understand what you're saying. Well, I don't. Blazers Live. You might want to look into that. Like you said, you had some legal representation that already got it knocked down to a ticket, but maybe you should look in deeper to see how it affects your CDL if you got it before you had your CDL. Because I do know once you get your CDL, you a CDL driver. Like you're not a CDL driver when you in your rig, and then you a regular driver when your car. No, you a commercial driver once you get your license. So I don't know. It might be some loophole in that. You have to look and see. Yeah, yeah. I saw his pay stubs and everything. He's Midwest regional. Sometimes he stays out though. Mm. Well, Zay05, you speaking about homie that do hopper bottom. Is he an owner operator? He leads Stone. He got it. Is he a independent contractor or what? Eddie Baltazar. I like going through Texas. Yeah, you know what's yeah, Texas is cool. It all depends. I don't like I-30. I don't really like I-30 a lot, man. Like when you going through Rockwall. I forgot what other cities is over there, but going through I-30 off in that little corridor, I don't like it. It's just too congested. But it's some roads to Texas that's fun. Like one road, what is it? Is it 128? I think it's the 128. It's whatever road, whatever Texas highway that the Tesla plant is off of. That's a fun road, but that's a toll road. Um, but that's a fun road. I think the speed limit go up to 80, and it's just open road. It's just open, even though I don't run 80, but that's a fun road. But I don't know. Some roads in Texas can be a little confusing too. Texas can get you, yeah, it can be a little confusing too in Texas. Bro, every time you on live, I'm always headed to Chicago, no cap. Oh, for real? Think about buying a truck. Is it realistic for me to take home 3 or 4K after I pay truck expenses and gas for the week? It all depends. Let me see. I'm thinking of buying a truck. Is it realistic for me to take 3 or 4K after I pay truck expenses and gas for the week? It, I guess it all depends on what you're doing, what the rates are. Um, I mean, I think for it to make it worthwhile as a owner or as a person that got your own truck, whether you leased on or whether you got your own authority. I mean, to take home three, I mean that should be, yes, it is realistic. It is realistic. Now you still got to account for taxes. You still got to account for taxes, whatever you make. If you want to pay your tax, because some people they say they don't pay their taxes. Um, but yeah, it is realistic. But it just all depends on what you doing, what division that you in. Because to me, being on operator, just having your own truck, if you ain't at least bringing home 3,000, like it ain't. You know what I'm saying? If it's not an average, sometimes things might not go your way, but an average should be at least three. I would say. I think that's realistic. DJ Triple Nine on the Parkway is confusing though. I almost did it once, and yeah, parking out here sucks. Yeah, that's the only thing that make. Okay, well Zay said you park on the outside of the city. Yeah, if you've been out here long enough to know, you know what I'm saying? But my first times, I'm going strictly off the GPS in a sense, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, that Parkway, I ain't got time for it. They ain't got time. Man, I remember the first time I did that. I can't remember if I heard you weren't supposed to go on the Parkway or if I just knew. But I remember getting on that Parkway, and the first thing I'm looking for is other trucks. I don't see no other trucks. That's when I knew that I messed up. And man, every viaduct I was coming under, I'm just like, whew, whew. Something happened where I made a wrong turn, man. It's just, man, you gotta really pay attention out here, man. Sometimes one thing that have messed me up, you trying to look exact. You can't trust that GPS all the time. Or like you can be looking at the GPS, but you can't just expect the line just to lead you exactly all the time. Because just like yesterday, I'm coming to a split in the road. I'm supposed to get on 95 South, but I ended up taking a local highway. It got some crazy signs on there, 1 through 9 truck lane. It was crazy. But sometimes you would be looking at your GPS. A lot of times when it comes to that quick split or whatever, you got to go left or right. The blue line don't signify that exactly all the time. You know what I'm saying? So you got to like read the signs, see what signs it's saying on your GPS, look at the signs on the road, and mixed in with some common sense. Like, yeah, man, it can get ugly. It can get ugly. He said DJ Triple Nine. Yeah, you can keep Chicago. I thought you said if you do East Coast, you can do Chicago. You can do Chicago, but I think that the East Coast is more complicated than Chicago, to be honest with you. But then again, just like you said earlier, you a native. Same here on this end. You know what I'm saying? Even though I technically live in Indiana, but it's Chicago land. It's all the crib. You know what I'm saying? So I know every road, every highway in Chicago. I understand. I know the times of which to assume with traffic gonna be thick, when it's gonna be light. Man, I know Chicago, but I think if you do this East Coast, you can do Chicago. What happens if you get on Parkway? You ain't supposed to be on the Parkway, man. I don't know exactly why. I think maybe because to be honest with you, I had to look that up. I had to Google that. But I just know you're not supposed to ride on the Parkway. Maybe because depending on which Parkway you might be going down, maybe some of the bridge clearances might be low. I don't know, but when I got on the Parkway, I was able to make it through. But for real though, just whatever you do, you can go look this up yourself. Just don't get on no Parkway. You can go look up the reason, but just don't do it. Don't do it. Kenny Roberts, the more overhead you can lease purchase program becomes more efficient. Hey man, they can make it work. If you can make it work, I guess the overhead would be you know what I would think the best lease purchase, if a person was to do a lease purchase program through a company, I think the best situation to be able to do that in is not to have no expenses. Your home expenses got to be low to nothing. Yeah, trying to do that, and I mean, like I say, it all depends on what's a person's mind state. You know, if you're trying to grow what you doing and expand, yeah, the least bills you gonna have. But if you got like a family at home and you trying to keep up a lifestyle with a lease purchase, woo, I don't know, man. You might be balls to the wall on that one. But yeah, you're right. The overhead, you definitely can. Once you bring that down, in that situation, your overhead would be your personal living expenses. So yeah. Do you think they would give drivers OTR drivers overtime pay? Cortez, if I'm saying that right. Hell no. Not now. Like I said in one of the last videos, man, it's 2025, man, and companies are still people still coming into the industry making cents on the mile. We ain't even in dollars. They these is how they this is how they thrive, fam. This is how these companies thrive. Like that's the way it's set up. The only way for drivers to get what they want as a unit is gonna have to take drivers to speak up and be willing to park their trucks, and it's gonna have to take a significant number. Like, but that it ain't gonna be no easy process. A lot of people ain't gonna be ready to fight that process. Like I said, even if it was somebody that was to step up and be like, I'm gonna speak for the truckers, and they had the power to galvanize men and women together, and just truckers in general, that person they you know what I'm saying, that person they gonna be their life gonna be on the line. So a person got to decide if they want to do that, to be on some rogue shit. A person that had that type of influence to pull people together and say, okay, we gonna get 500 truckers to you know what I'm saying? We gonna do this today, and people do it, and people start paying attention. Like, man, this person, these people, they got too much power. You got to get them out the way. Like, you got to be willing to put your life on the line because it's a reason why we not together. It's a reason. Like I always say, man, or like I've said in the last few videos, man, when you look at the field of logistics, who's at the bottom? Who's at the bottom? Who and if you don't want to accept that, who's under us? It's truckers and drivers in the world of logistics, brokers, planners, CEOs of companies, and you know what I'm saying. People that work in the offices, all just in the whole world of logistics, who is at the bottom? The drivers. And just the way that I don't think it's yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know. Yeah, it's kid. Yeah, truck parking in the East Coast is a major problem. Somebody need to reach out to Sean Duffy, man. Yeah, it's ugly. That's the only thing. That's the only thing I don't like about the East Coast. That's the one thing that I remember, like driving through the East Coast, because I remember I used to have to drive up to what was it? Was it the Connecticut Turnpike? A Massachusetts, not Connecticut, but Massachusetts Turnpike. One of them turnpikes I used to drive up and down. Not the drive. Really, the driving through the East Coast ain't really that bad, but that is the major problem. That parking. It's that parking that make it feel driving on this end ain't worth it, because it put too much anxiety on you to find some place to park. They need to get in fuel hauling if you're gonna go local. 5 a.m., 5 p.m. Yeah, Chris, but somebody earlier said 3 a.m. to 3 p.m. You don't get no sleep. Do you get sleep? What's your life like on that schedule? Hell yeah, on the op. He's out of Chicago. I'm Indiana. Okay, so he on the op. Yeah, that makes sense. It makes sense. Is if he's a ZO5, if homie you talking about, if he's an independent contractor, if he got his own authority doing that, um, yeah, I definitely could see them numbers for sure. Kenneth Roberts. Fuel $5, smokes down there 20, and a good meal runs about 25 on top of frustrating traffic and drivers in Northeast area. But Lowe's pay good going in, nothing comes out. Yeah, man. Smokes down near 20. You know, I think the cheapest place I ever bought cigarettes from. This was years ago. This was when I first came in the truck, and I was still with Swift. This was in 2017. I used to smoke Newports. Cheapest place was West Virginia, because they cigarettes was cheaper than Indiana. You know, where I stay, we right next to Chicago. So a lot of people from Chicago, they come to buy fuel. They come right over the state line to buy fuel. They come get their cigarettes because it's cheaper. But I remember when I first started in West Virginia, they had the cheapest cigarettes. But yeah, any place where you got a metropolitan city, East Coast, I just assume everything over here is expensive. And you're right, good meal, $25. Shit, you can pay that at a fast food joint. Yeah. That's why I prefer keep me in the Midwest and the South. Say five. The issue with asking people about money is it literally depends on your situation. I know guys that have paid off leases. I know struggling on the ops. I know 1099 guys getting paid. It all depends. And you know what? That's the moral to the story. And I'm gonna say this on that, man. We can always talk about trucking and what to do, what not to do, what people should do, what they shouldn't do. But everybody has to. At the end of the day, it don't even matter what I say. At the end of the day, it's all about what works for you and what's good for you. At the end of the day, because it might be somebody out there saying that, well, what you doing ain't worth it. Talking about me, but it's been working for me. You know what I'm saying? Uh, yeah, I've talked about the concept of a lease purchase. How it is a bad financial decision. When you look at the finances, when you look at how deals are set up, for people, all y'all that might be in the rap and hip hop, you know about these 360 deals, lease purchases. It could be the same way. It could be the same way. You know what I'm saying? None of the fact is none of that stuff is set up to benefit you. They're not setting up a lease purchase program. Be like, you know what, we want to do something nice for the drivers. It's always gonna be in a benefit. And it only makes sense because a company has to thrive. Company can't win by giving you stuff. So, I look at things objectively. But if I just say if a person is going to go that route like a lease purchase, then you just better be willing to do what's necessary, and you're gonna work your ass off, and you should be managing your money right. Them the two main things you gonna have to adapt to, because you can't go into no lease purchase thinking you just finna just be cool and like a regular company driver, and I'm gonna come home whenever I feel like it. I'm my own boss and I get to come home. It might not work out for you. So you gonna, you know what I'm saying? People have to do what works for them. Period. Yeah, if you're only truck gang over. Let me see. Roseville. Got my Class B CDL up here in Seattle. December 8th, driving private transportation company contracted with Amazon, Microsoft, others. Yeah, man, that sound pretty good, man. Hey, run it up. Run it up. Eddie Baltazar, Dallas is where it's at. I can believe it. I definitely believe it, man. Like I always hear good things about Texas. You you get set up in Texas, you ain't even got to leave out of Texas. DJ Triple Nine. When I was working in Chicago, when I was in Chicago, I was a rookie a few years back. So yeah, I got traumatized. I was regional my first few years running Ohio and Indy. Yeah, Chicago. I already had my traumatizing moments. I had my traumatizing moments, man. I remember it was this bakery I used to have to go to, man. It was somewhere I forgot. I don't know if it was on the west side. I can't remember. But the street that it was on, I had the blind side back, and this street had traffic. And I just remember the times that I had to go to this place, man. I mean, the people used to be angry, blowing their horns at me. It just the way they was looking, man. It just looked like any second, man. People used to. It just looked like they was ready to hop out their cars and fight. Like that's how serious it was. People, they didn't care about you. They did not care. But that's the type of stuff that'll help you build tough skin out here. So, um, I notice people out. You know what I notice? I notice people out here on the East Coast. I think people are a little bit ruder out here on the East Coast. I think people are ruder. Not that I've had problems, but I just noticed like the tone and people's vibe out here on the East Coast. It's like even when I went to where I went to yesterday, I had to go to the tank wash. I didn't, you know what I'm saying? This is my first time running this particular load. So I'm asking the girl at the counter, and it's just like she just like blase, like I'm telling her this is my first time here. Like, usually when you tell people, oh, this your first time, okay, this is what you do, and then you go here and then you go exactly. She just blase. You know what I'm saying? Hispanic chick. She was a little cutie too, but just blase. Like, all right, I see. I'm gonna have to. You know what I'm saying? It's a little different over here on the East Coast when it comes to people, man. Yeah, kid giving OTR drivers overtime is gonna be like the government giving black people reparations. Unless you local diesel. You right, y'all, kid. You right. I agree. I agree. It ain't gonna happen. You right. You right. That's a hell of an analogy, but you right. Yeah. Companies can't stay alive paying OTR drivers reparations. I mean, not reparations, but paying them overtime. It's like since I've had my own truck, when it comes to understanding expenses and the preparation, and you know what I'm saying, you start respecting your dollars and where it's coming from. Like it helped me open up and understand other functions of other businesses, and not that I know other businesses, but it just like just having just on this small level having my own truck, it just opened my eyes up to understand things on a wider scale. And like when I talk about companies not caring about the driver or things is not set up in favor of the people that's low on the totem pole, it ain't. See, when I say it, I'm speaking on that from an objective point of view. I'm not mad at the companies. It's just this is the way it is. You know what I'm saying? This is the way America has been set up from jump. Where did it start from? Free labor. In order for America to run as the America that we know it or we want it to be, it has to take advantage. You know what I'm saying? Of the mass of people that's willing to, you know what I'm saying? It's got to be that way. It's got to be that way. If these companies paid us what we wanted or what we felt like we wanted, these companies wouldn't even be in business. Just like when it comes to manufacturing, like a lot of people think it's just gonna be that easy for manufacturing to come back from China and all these other places to just come back to America and we just gonna manufacture our own products. It ain't finna be that easy. China, they infrastructure is set up for that. They way more ahead of us when it comes to manufacturing than we are. But yeah, it's a whole total different conversation. But what you said was right, guys, kid. Yeah, they not giving us no, they not giving OTR drivers no overtime. Say five, you literally have to bet on yourself and be willing to take a high risk for a high reward. Yeah, and that's what separates the quote unquote 1% from the 99%. A lot of people in the 1%, besides the people who might have inherited wealth, but part of being part of the 1% ain't just it's mindset. And you're right, most those people that's in the 1%, they got control over their life as opposed to the masses that have to take what life give them. Those are the people in that 1% on them, those people, a lot of those people, they take the risk. You got to bet on yourself. So it's like I just learned a long time ago. Like you use these jobs what they for as a stepping stone. Like some people don't want to do all this and bet on themselves. They just want a nice paying job, nice benefits, and cool. And that's fine. You know what I'm saying? But like you said, for a high reward, you're gonna have to bet on yourself. You're gonna have to. That's just it. Ain't no way around it because ain't nobody. Companies can't get rich. The people that start companies, they're not in business to make you rich. That's not how it goes. So it's like if you want to become successful and wealthy, you gotta do that on your own. You have to think your way out of your situation. The company ain't finna do it for you. Even as an owner op, you buy a truck. What if you need new trans and rebuild? You just got the truck. Anytime you chase an ownership, there will be a risk. That's a fact. That's a fact. Um, that's why I always try to say, like, you know, even when I've talked about money, you know, and what you know, certain numbers that come with certain things, man. Like I always try to put that perspective because it's responsibility. Just like I was answering my man, or I was responding to my man Chris, you know what I'm saying, the other day. Because he was asking what was the difference between somebody working local making decent money and the owner operator that make 5,000 a week that don't buy shit for themselves. But I had to break it down like just because the owner operator might be seeing a few more $1,000s a week, that don't mean they got time to play. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to plan, plot, and strategize. Uh you have to be putting money away for when things happen. You have to be ready. That's why in this situation with having your own truck, delayed gratification is best to start off with. Like everything, all the other stuff that you want will come. But you got to make sure your business is running right. What's the point of having all this finance life? You spending all this money on all this stuff, you know, cars, houses, jewelry, all this, but all you got is a couple $1,000s put away for a truck. So what's gonna happen when your truck go down? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you say when you chase an ownership, there will always be a risk. That is a fact. You are on your own. You on your own. Hey, a little feisty out here. Go deliver in the heart of Philly for a few months. You'll definitely get your tough skin. Yeah, I could believe it. I could believe it. Philly look tight. DJ 999. I don't want nothing to do with it. We gonna keep passing that up. Say, bro. What's good with you, man? Salute to you. Dream Chaser. I've been in that tank while Shorty got a BBL. You know what? You talking about, is it OJ's? Because that's where I was at. OJ's tank wash. Now, the jeans that she had on some baggy jeans. Like, it's like you couldn't necessarily see the whole shape, but you know, I've seen like she had a little hump back there. But now that you say she got a BBL, maybe you see her in some different pants. But you know, men, we can tell easily. I don't know, man. I ain't really have I? No, I mess with somebody who has some fake breasts, but I don't think did I? No, I ain't never messed with no BBL. I don't even prefer that shit. That's funny as hell. Say she got a BBL. I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't doubt it. That's funny as hell though. That's small world. Small world. You right, bro. 10,000 manufactured plants closed 17 years ago. I'm sure 1,000 more since. Yeah, man. China got it on lock when it come to manufacturing. All these other cities, like really, um, before, because I know a few months ago, you know, they had that big thing to where the so-called people in China was exposing how luxury items was really made and all that different type of stuff. Well, I had just read a book on that before all that stuff came out. I think the name of the book was called How Luxury Goods Lost Its Luster. And this book was written like in 2005. I forgot the woman who wrote it, but she was talking about all this stuff up in there, like how all this uh it's so easy for them to manufacture stuff over there. You know what I'm saying? And it does look funny how people would pay X amount of dollars for luxury goods, for designer shit, when them same factories is making replicas of that. You know what I'm saying? It's deep. But after I read that book, it's like, what's the point? I feel like, what's the point of going out my way to buy luxury goods? You know what I'm saying? Why would I spend all my money on that? But before I get off subject, just going back, like all China, India, it's some other places over there. I forgot it's some other places that I read about over there in the East. You know, they got that manufacturing on lock. It's gonna be hard to do this shit here in America because inflation is up, the price of living is up. People want to get paid. You can't pay Americans the same thing that they get paid over there to manufacture, to work in the manufacturing plants or whatnot. So how is these people gonna make money? People gotta think about stuff like that. Nail Kink 718. Where do you think is the best place to get my first truck? I can recommend Lone Mountain. That's why I got my truck. You know what I'm saying? Just know, if you finance a used truck, just know you're gonna always have problems with a truck, period. You know what I'm saying? But I can say so far I've had a decent truck. So Lone Mountain, man, good place to start. I mean, there's other places, but Lone Mountain, I ain't got nothing bad to say about them. Say, bro, people be worrying about too much material things. Yeah, yeah, man. That material shit to keep you broke. I mean, it ain't nothing wrong with wanting things and material things, you know what I'm saying? But you just got to keep everything in perspective. And just like I was talking about in one of my last videos, like none of this stuff is worth me over leveraging myself for. I like time. I like being in control of my time and my mobility. I'd rather have control over my time and being able to move anywhere and how I want to move rather than just being filled up with to the rim with bills. Because when you might have nice car, nice spot to live, but if your bills is all the way up here, it's like you can't move. You just working for that. I like to be able to move. Like I like my nuts to be dry. You know what I'm saying? But I've been living long enough to where my values have changed. So yeah, when I was younger, yeah, enticed by material shit. But as I've gotten older, you start realizing what's really valuable to you. And a lot of times, as we get older, we start realizing a lot of stuff that we thought was important is really not important. Yeah, it's kid, right? Companies are not here to make employees rich. They need labor workers. That's it. These jobs are the plan B to give you the finances to build your plan A, but you got to have a plan. That's a fact. You get it. You get it. That's a fact. That's a fact. And to see, this is why I don't just base content off bashing companies. Even if even like in trucking when they talk about the Russians, I don't look at them bad. You just got to know how to utilize them. They're gonna people us as truckers, yes. We coming in from ground zero. A lot of these companies they're gonna take advantage of us. That's just how it's gonna go. But it's up to us to use those resources to be building what we building over here on the side to empower ourselves. Ain't nobody gonna do nothing for us. So this is why I don't be mad at companies. That's why you ain't gonna hear me just bashing the company. You know what I'm saying? I've told people like a few things that irritated me, but it's never bashing. Like, don't go to this company. Don't. I don't really do that because I understand how it go. It's up to the individual. See, in this country, we've been told we're entitled. And me traveling outside the country, just the experience that I've had so far, lets me know like how much we as Americans are spoiled and entitled. For real. You know what I'm saying? Man, people knew how hard it would be for a lot of people outside this country, depending on where they at, to get access to the things we take for granted. You might look at life a little bit different. So yeah, and one thing we take for granted is companies. Like you say, companies is not here to make us rich. They're not here for that. A lot of guys don't actually understand business. What is overhead? What is net and gross? Like, why even get a truck? Learn a game. I'm 25. I got a truck in a place. If you can't budget and plan, see you. Yeah, you're right. You're right. A lot of people don't, because we live in a time where everybody want to be a boss. Everybody think they're a boss, and some people just follow the image of being a boss. But you got to be willing to learn, and you got to be willing to grow, and you got to be willing to do what's necessary. And even like I've stated, and I have thought about like, damn, what if I had people working for me? You know what I'm saying? How would that go? And I done made so many sacrifices with this truck that it dawned on me, like, if whatever capacity, if I got people working for me, the people that's working for me, they gonna come first. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's part of being a boss. If you gonna do shit the right way and be righteous about it. Um, but yeah, a lot of people don't understand business. A lot of people do come into things with the wrong idea. I mean, I didn't understand everything. You know what I'm saying? That's why I had tax debt. you know, from last year, I mean, I paid my tax debt off, but I still had tax debt due to me not understanding specifics of things. So, you live and you learn. But I did come into this with getting my own truck, knowing that this is not going to be no piece of cake. I already know. You know what I'm saying? You got to stack, you got to prepare. Like, this is like going to war. You know, I read a lot of war books. You got to treat this like you going to war. You know what I'm saying? You got to have your war chest right. You got to have your weaponry right. It's like Pac said a long time ago, um, you can't go to war, you ain't got no money. And it's the same thing in business. Like, even if you starting off and you don't have the most, especially in this trucking, whatever you making, you better be taking that and stacking up as much as you can, as fast as you can, because you're gonna need it. Sometimes you don't gotta know everything, but you had to be willing to learn from your mistakes. Dream chaser. Hey, you got me cracking up, bro. Yep, OJ's tank wash in New Jersey under the bridge. Yep, dragging that wagon. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's her. Like I said, she had on some big ass pants, so I just knew it was something back there. But you said BBL. It's funny now. I can see it in my head because she didn't look. She looked lost. I'm looking at her like, I don't know. It was something. It just, like I said, she was like she didn't know what the hell was going on, for one. And she just didn't look like whatever type of mask that she had on her back. You know what I'm saying? Like, she ain't know what she was doing with all that. But I'm, like I said, I couldn't see the shape, but I knew it was something back there though. But she had on some big ass pants. That's funny as hell. Small world. Yeah, Long Mountain monthly payment is good over week payment, like the lease purchase make you pay. Yeah, and the thing about Long Mountain, when you lease through them, whatever the payment arrangement is, when you done with your last payment, you get the truck. No balloon payments, none of that shit. You get the truck. They fair and square. But like I said, even now when I first got my truck from Long Mountain, driving from Fort Worth, Texas, because that's where I had to pick my truck up from. Driving back from Fort Worth back to the Midwest, my truck did break down for some death issues. And I do feel like they knew it was codes on this truck, but they did whatever they did to erase them codes just to get this truck sold. I do believe they did that, which is dirty. But as you go along in this game, it's just you just realize what it is in this game. But I still recommend them, because this is why I say that. No matter what kind of truck you get, especially if it's not brand new, if you buying a used truck or a cheaper cash truck, you're gonna always have to have money to cover you for repairs and expenses and maintenance and things that need to be done to that truck. So, I was able to pull through, you know what I'm saying, with some of the stuff I had to pay for early on, because I had the money to cover the expenses. So that's just my advice, man. Never try to go buy a truck with the exact amount. Like, I'm gonna go put down X amount of dollars and that's all you got. Like, you gotta have money to back you up in case something go wrong. But I don't hold that against Long Mountain. Cause like I say, everybody out here for business, bro. And they don't teach us this, but it's our responsibility. Excuse me, it's our responsibility to know and understand certain things. And nobody's finna sell you a perfect truck. It's just not finna happen. You know what I'm saying? They gonna get that truck show ready, get it looking right. Whatever's obviously need to be fixed on it, they'll probably do that. But nobody's finna sell you no. They not finna invest. That's not their business. That's not the job. That's not how they finna make money by investing in the truck. That's for you to do. So just know you getting these trucks at your own risk. But I don't knock Long Mountain though. As far as the whole lease thing, they fair square. They was solid. Been OTR 2 years straight. Just about to grind till I'm 30. Man, make sure you stacking that bread up. Say, huh, bro? Dream Chaser, my guy got me over here about to. Hey, that is funny as hell. That's funny as hell. Cause I thought, man, I swear I thought, like I said, man, Baby Girl had on some big ass jean pants, like, she wasn't on no sexy shit, but I seen there was something back there. Gotta make mistakes to grow and accept it for what it is. Yeah, for sure, for sure. Unknown opinion noise. 95% of the time when you think you got a fart, yes. Yeah. It's my man talking about farting. Hundo Jones, damn G, I fuck my bread up, man. Throwing all my owner op money in the stock markets. Well, Hundo, what was you doing in the stock market? Was you like what was you putting your money on? I don't Was you like trying to go bet on single stocks? Was you gambling? Was you investing or was you gambling? Because I'm gonna be honest with you, fam. If you lost your money, you might have been gambling. Was you messing with index stocks? Because if you was messing with index stocks, you should have been solid for a minute. Yeah, yeah. Trucking does not care. I helped a new driver slide to town. It was like 3 weeks ago by Wilmington, by that cold storage. She was on the side of the road about to cry. Brakes was froze up too. Yeah, man. Trucking to make you tough, man. That's why I appreciate it. That's why I feel like, man, I can do anything I want to do. As I'm doing trucking, I'm still always preparing myself for other things in a sense, but this is what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? Um, but this shit will prepare you though. This shit will get you ready. It will cut your iron for sure. Oh, okay, say bro. You lost a little bit of money. Okay, I feel you. I mean, see, I think you're doing the right thing. If you really investing and you got your money in the stock market, you gotta be willing to take them hits. That's what come with it. I kind of wish I would have put the money that I was saving to get a truck. I wish I would have kept it in the stock market, an index fund or something like that. But I was gambling because I had a few dollars in Bitcoin and I made a couple dollars. Then try to put it back. I took it out. Then try to put it back and then got cracked. Like that's what I get for gambling. You know what I'm saying? Not sticking to the script of investing. So, but no, you doing the right thing. You know what I'm saying? But that's a risk. That's a risk. But I think you got the right idea though. You know what I'm saying? Me, I'm still old school. If I'm saving up for something, I want to see that money in the bank. Even though now that we have more financial information out here, it's really bad to keep your money in the bank if you really think about it. So I don't know, that's a whole nother discussion, but you're doing the right thing though, man. Hopefully it ain't hit you up too bad. But I think they finna get ready to pull my trailer out. They got a web, but yeah, finna get ready to come on up out of here in a few minutes, man. As a woman driver, y'all men who do help, I so appreciate it. For sure, we appreciate that. I honestly, man, well, The guys who do help women, but I don't see no women out here. I don't see nothing. Just far as my day to day where I'm going, I don't see no women truck drivers at all. So I ain't never had the chance to help no women. I mean, I've seen some, but at the same time, I never really seen a woman who just needed help. You know what I'm saying? And like, I might see women in the fuel island, but I don't bother them. You know what I'm saying? Because I know it's rough out here. Women got a lot more to think about. You know what I'm saying? Being out here on these cold streets of trucking. But hey, I'm pretty sure men appreciate that. Because some women don't want you to help them. Say, bro, yeah, you're right. Only invest in what you can lose. That's a fact. Let me see. Spicy Cannon, Precious Metal. Yeah, man. I got a little bit of silver. And let's just say I'm investing in silver. And I think when I bought my silver, this is what, back in 2018? No, not 18. This was like 2020, I think. But at 2020, if I'm not mistaken, it was probably like between $27 and $30 an ounce. That shit, last time I checked, I think it was yesterday, it was like 79 something an ounce. Like silver, they've been saying for a while, silver was never where it was supposed to be at. It's supposed to be much higher. You know what I'm saying? So we seeing what it do. But yeah, you're right. Precious metals. That's something to look into. Yeah, say, bro. Yeah, I mess with crypto a little bit too. I put a little bread in crypto every week. It ain't been doing so good, but I was complaining to one of my homeboys about it, and he was like, think about what you're saying. You complaining about it not making no money and you losing money, but he was like, you know what we talk about? Because my homeboy, he into crypto like that. He was like, this is the best time when it's looking down. And I'm like, you know what? You right. You right. It's blood in the street right now. This is the best time. So I'm sticking with it, man. I'm sticking with it. I think it's good to be investing in a little bit of everything. You know what I'm saying? Bro, it's hella girls doing reefer. I don't see them, bro. Z05, I don't see them. I don't see them. I don't be seeing women just out and about at truck stops. I don't see none of them. Yeah, as kid, we out here, but if they like me, we ain't showing out. I make my moves quick and I'm back in the truck, closing the shades. Yeah, I don't blame you. I already know. That's honestly, that's how I figure most women is moving out here. That's how they should be moving. Real talk. Dang, look like he finna get ready to pull my trailer out, man. See, when I'm sitting up here having fun, man. But yeah, I gotta go ahead and get ready to head out, man. But it's always a pleasure, man. I appreciate y'all for coming through, kicking it with me. And man, I'm cracking up, man. I'm thinking about what Dream Chaser said about old girl. That's funny as hell. But yeah, they finna get ready to pull my trailer out, so I gotta go ahead and get ready, man. But let me see. Answer one more question. They paid too many bills for not opponent to see women. Yeah, discount time salute. Real the Reaper, salute to you, family. See, J5, you saying you see go to these cold storage places and Walmarts. I see leggings and all shit, dresses. Yeah. Well, you gotta understand, most women is gonna do refrigerated and dry van. So maybe because I've been doing tankers since 2018, it's been there. I ain't seen it. Ain't really too. It's women that do tankers, of course, but it ain't popping like Like you say, going to a Walmart or a distribution center, like, hell no. Ain't none of that. But let me see. He ain't pulled it out yet. Only time I see women is on Lamar Ave. I heard about Lamar Ave. And ain't trying to go. I ain't trying to go. Hey, you doing good though, man. In crypto, you doing good, man. Keep investing, bro. You got the right state of mind, man. I'm on the investment train late. I always knew about it, but my mindset, I'm old school. You know what I'm saying? I've had to break my mentality to put my money in investments and not look at it and not be counting your money all the time. Like it's a mindset that comes with that investment shit, and that's something that I had to learn how to accept. So a lot of y'all younger people, man, y'all lucky because y'all got hella investment information that's out here, can't lose. So y'all's kid, I'm 1099 OTR hazmat, only drive for Russians. Be safe out there. Happy New Year. Y'all silly talking about BBL. Talk about BBL girl. Yeah, that's funny as hell. You know, it's funny. It's funny to me because I seen her. I didn't focus on it, but I seen it. It was probably like 1% of me that thought like BBL, and then somebody come on the live and knew exactly who I was talking about. That's what makes it so funny. Small world. But hey, y'all's kid, get your money and hey, use them Russians the right way. You know, it's money with them too. People use them the right way. So, but I'm gonna get ready to cut on up out of here, y'all. They finna have my trailer ready for me to pick it up and get on up out of here. So man, it was a pleasure kicking it with y'all. Appreciate y'all for tapping in, and till the next time. One, be easy.